Can someone tell me why LA is so fucking out of touch? My boyfriend and I are trying to move. Our cap is $5,000, which is basically a mortgage payment. I don't even know if I want to own a home. I would just like a little bit extra room. If we find something that we like, it's in a really shitty part of the neighborhood. Or if we do find something that we're like, oh, okay, this is in our price range, which by the way, $5,000 is a lot of money to pay to rent something that you don't even own. And then we find something and then it doesn't have a yard for my dog, or it doesn't have a garage, and it's like these are like, everybody should have a yard, everybody should have a garage, and you want me to pay $6,500 for something that doesn't have black mold in it? I mean, LA is just like, I don't even know how people live here. It's insane how expensive everything is.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays. And then moving to Houston, moving to Texas, any other type of state, guys, like, fuck that. I'm not gonna fucking move there. There's gotta be a better way for me to make more fucking money, or the things that cost so much money need to go fucking down. One or the other. What am I...
I hate to break it to you, my friend, but the things that cost too much money are never gonna go down. If anything, they're only gonna go up, while the minimum wage stays the same. See, this is the crazy thing that a lot of people are not understanding, and we're all just getting frustrated and confused about. It's that the cost of living here in California and in most states is way higher than it's ever been before. But at the same time, the minimum wage is nearly the same. So how does that make sense on a mathematical scale? That doesn't make sense, because you'd figure that since the cost of living is now very high, then they should at least balance it out by increasing people's salaries and income potential. You know what I'm saying? And it's causing a lot of frustration in a lot of people, such as these two people that we just saw right now. A lot of people are just getting really frustrated, and some people are even deciding that they don't want to live in apartments anymore. They want to just start doing van life. They want to start even living in their car, RV living. A lot of people are trying to come up with solutions or alternatives to find a way to have a roof over their head or be somewhat sheltered without having to pay these crazy rates of rent, which is really, it's really impossible for many people, especially people here in California that are not making enough money, and especially people that are single. It is people that are single out here that are, they're not making that much money, and they have no other choice but to find a way to pay rent, and that's just insanity to me, man, because you see people that are making good amount of money. They have a good salary. Maybe they're making 90,000 a year, 100,000 a year, and they're still struggling. They're still struggling, man. They're still struggling to pay their rent. They're still struggling to pay their necessities. They're still struggling to buy groceries. If you go to a grocery store right now, if you live in California, bro, go to a grocery store. I want you to fill up two bags and go to the register and see how much that's gonna cost you, man. It's probably gonna cost you well over $100, man. I'm telling you right now. Two bags of groceries that's probably gonna last like 2 to 3 days. It's gonna cost you $100. Eggs are almost $10 now, and any kind of chicken, poultry, steak, whatever is damn near $20, per package. When it used to be around $4 or $5, even 4 years ago, it used to be $4, man. So it's just insanity. Like the rates of which inflation is going at is far significant to the point where we're not able to keep up as regular people that are just working a regular job and just trying to survive out here. Even if you were to be someone that has a partner, maybe it's two people that are bringing in a full-time income, even then it is still extremely difficult for a lot of people, because if you do the math, the minimum wage right now is about $15 an hour, right? In California. How is the minimum wage 15 an hour and rent is 2,000 a month? It's like the math doesn't make sense. The math is not going to add up properly, because most tenants nowadays, they're gonna ask for you to make like three times the amount of rent in order to be able to rent the place. And it's like, if you're making $15 an hour doing full time, busting your ass, man, that's still not gonna be three times the amount of rent, because the amount of rent is like 2,000, right? Let's say 1,600 minimum. Times three, that's obviously a lot more than what a lot of people make, because if you're making $15 an hour, that's not going to add up to 6,000 a month, damn near 7,000 a month. Here, let me do the math right now for you, man. 15 an hour times 40, that's $600 a week times four. People are making 2,400 a month. That's what most people are making right now. They're making 24,000. I'm sorry, 2,400 a month, and that is far from being three times the amount of rent. And that's what's causing these people to be frustrated. And I get it, man. It's really tough, and it feels impossible. And one thing you gotta know is that they don't really care about us, like the society and stuff like that, man. They don't really care about us. They don't care if we're struggling, because what that does, it's going to make you be in survival mode, and when you're in survival mode, you're easily controlled, right? You're easily more controlled. It's a lot easier to control someone that is weaker, that is in survival mode, because when you're in survival mode, you become the weaker version of yourself, essentially. And that's what they want, man. They want you to do 60 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week. They want you to get another part-time job on top of your full-time job, so that you're drained. You don't have any energy to think about anything else that can potentially make you financially free. They want to drain all of your energy, just milk the fuck out of you, man. That's what they want to do. And they don't really care. They don't care to, you know, they don't care if you are able to have a day off to enjoy yourself and be able to afford going out and having fun with your wife, with your significant other, with whatever, with your family, with your brothers, with your sisters. They don't care about that. What they do care about is you generating income for them, you generating income for society, man, because you're just a number to them. And I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying that this needs to change, man. This needs to change, and people need to be able to survive a little bit more easier than this, brother, because people are struggling, and they're having to put in so much effort each and every single month. So much effort, man, just to be able to pay for a one-bedroom apartment that shouldn't cost that much. It shouldn't cost as much as it does. And something needs to change. I don't know what it is that needs to change, but something got to change, because they don't really care about us. They don't really care about you and me. They don't care about any of us. To them, we're just a number. We're just a cog in the wheel that is powering up the bigger picture for them, so that they can make the real money. Okay, so that's what's really happening, man. And people just don't care. People don't care about us. I mean, the other people, man, they don't really care about us. The ones on top, all the way up, man, they don't really care about us. They don't care about us, man. You think they care about me? You think these people care about you, bro? They don't care about you. They don't even know who we are. We're just some number to them. That's it. They don't care if we're struggling to pay rent. They don't care if we're going hungry because we're having to choose between saving the money so we can put it towards rents or having food in our system. They don't care that we're going through all that, man. They don't care. They don't care. Why would they care, bro? Why would they care? Why? But like, literally think about it, man. Why would they care? They don't. Simple. Simple math, you know what I'm saying? So, um, all I can do is be hopeful. All I can do is pray for people that are going through this, because I know that this used to be me not that long ago. This was me a couple of months ago. This was me a couple of months ago. But now I put in so much work and effort to the point where I'm slightly more comfortable. I have multiple streams of income, and that's something that I suggest you do as well. You should always have multiple streams of income. Whether you have a gig work app on your phone that is an active account like Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats. It needs to be an active account that you can rely on, that you can do on the side in case you fall short one of these months. And you need to have some sort of side hustle, like maybe you're doing YouTube videos, maybe you're doing TikTok videos and whatever. And that can generate a little bit of income for you that's going to be able to help you as well. And then obviously your main source of income, which is your 9 to 5, I assume. And man, this is crazy to me, bro, that people are struggling to pay for things that are necessities. It's like it's not even optional. It's not that I'm it's not that I'm paying rent because I wanna. It's like a necessity. You have no other choice but to pay rent. You have no other choice but to buy groceries. I'm not doing it out of because I'm bored. I'm not. It's not like going to a club and just spending $500 a day in order to entertain myself. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. We're paying for things that are necessities. We need those things in order to stay alive and to survive. And a lot of us even have kids. We have kids that we need to take care of, and we're not going to be able to take care of them properly if we're not keeping up with inflation. So it's just crazy times, man. You heard about the Great Depression. I think this is probably the beginning stages of a second Great Depression, but this is happening in silence. It's a silent depression, is what I think it is. And a lot of people are going through this. It's just that they're covering it up, and they're not really showing it, and they're not really telling each other that they're going through similar situations. But I would argue that 9 out of 10 people walking down the street right now are behind on some bills, or they don't know how they're going to pay rent next month. And this is just heartbreaking, man. It's really insane to me that we're having to deal with all this when most of us have our education, most of us have a college degree, most of us are not lazy. We're not lazy. We are doing 40 hours a week, man. We're doing 60 hours a week, and we still can't pay rent. Like, that's insane, man, to me. That's really crazy. And I don't even know what to say, bro. All I can say is just don't lose yourself, don't lose your soul, because at the end of the day, your soul is way more valuable than any of this clown world that we're all participating in. Your soul, who you are on the inside, you being who you are, is far more valuable than any of these numbers in the bank account, any of these like rents, inflation, prices, and whatever the fuck is going on is irrelevant as long as you hold on to who you are and never let go of who you are and never let go of your beliefs and your spiritual essence. Know that it's not your fault. You're not doing anything wrong. It is not your fault. It is just what it is. It's insanity what's happening, and it's really devastating, really, if you think about it. So all you can do, brother, is just keep your head up and stay confident, stay happy, and fucking play the game. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just play the game. Keep playing the game, man. That's all you can do. Um, Subscribe. Good luck, and I hope things get better. And maybe eventually Inflation might go down, which I doubt it. Maybe the cost of living is probably one day gonna go down a little bit, or maybe the salaries or salaries might go up a little bit. Something might happen. You just never know. We just gotta stay hopeful while at the same time, um, doing the work that we need to be doing and doing the things that we gotta be doing in order to improve ourselves and our skill sets. All right, so don't worry about it too much, bro. I know it's frustrating, but it is what it is, and it is out of our control. It is in their control, and just stay positive.